Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing very well. And in this session, we are going to discuss about question number 6 in the AI interview preparation series. That is, what is backpropagation and how does it work, right? So let's begin. Backpropagation is a fundamental algorithm which is basically used in training artificial neural network, that is ANN, a key component of machine learning and deep learning, right? It is used to optimize the weights of the neural network by calculating the gradient of the loss function with respect to each weight. This gradient is then used to update the weights in a way that it minimizes the loss, thereby improving the network's ability to make accurate predictions. So it is all about predictions and how accurately each and everything make the predictions. So backpropagation is a technique which is going to be used in training artificial neural network, which is just an equivalent of biological neural network from the human body. So here ANN, which is a very much key component of deep learning techniques, which is used to optimize weight over the neural networks by calculating gradient of the loss function. Basically, it updates the weight such that the loss can be minimized and the accuracy of the model can be improved, right? Now, how backpropagation works, let's learn it one by one. So step one is forward pass. So in forward pass, input data is fed into the neural network and then computations are performed to generate predictions. After that, each neuron, or basically we can call them as a node in the computer network, computes weight sum of its input. All the nodes are going to be calculated as a weight sum of the inputs, and it is going to apply on the activation function, right? Activation function to this sum, and this passes to the result to the next layer. This result would be passes to the next layer, right? Thereafter, the second step is compute loss. So after forward pass, in which we have just passed the weighted sum of each node to the next layer. After this, the output of the neural network is compared to the true labels of the input data to compute the loss or error, right? Basically, it is just the difference between actual and prediction, nothing else, right? Using a loss function such as mean squared error for regression task or cross entropy loss for classification tasks. So after figuring out the loss, that is the error, the third step is backward pass, that is back propagation. So the goal of back propagation is to calculate the gradient of the loss function, which is going to be concerned on each weight in the network. Back propagation applies the calculus chain rule to propagate the error backward through the network. So basically that particularly error will be back propagated from the output layer to the input layer, that is in the reverse direction, right? Okay. After that, the fourth step is gradient calculation. So for each neuron in the network, that is for each node in the network, the gradient of the loss function with respect to its output, which is going to be called as a local gradient, is computed. And then this gradient is represent how much changing the output of the neuron would affect the overall loss of the network, right? So how that output change of that neuron will affect the overall loss of the network. Thereafter, the fifth step is weight update, that is gradient descent. Once the gradients have been computed, they are used to update the weights of the network, and the weights are adjusted in the opposite direction of the gradient to minimize the loss. This process is often done using the optimization algorithm such as gradient descent, and the learning rate is going to be control the size of the weight update, which ensures that the network converges to a minimum of loss function gradually, right? Thereafter, the last step is iterative training. Backpropagation is going to be performed iteratively over multiple epochs, that is passes through the entire data sets until the network's performance convergence to a reaches to a satisfactory level. And in each iteration, which is we are calling here is a epoch, involve a forward pass to compute a prediction and a backward pass to calculate a gradient and weight update based on this gradient. So basically in forward pass, we are predicting, we are computing the loss, and in backward pass, we are updating the gradient, we are calculating the gradients and then updating the weight so that we can reach the level of model to the satisfactory level. That is why we can conclude it like backpropagation is a method which is used to train neural networks by computing gradients of the loss function with respect to the network's weight, which allows them for iterative optimization of the network's parameter to minimize prediction errors and improve performance on tasks such as classification and regression, right? I hope this interview question is going to be help you a lot. For such more interview questions, stay tuned, subscribe and like the video. Have a nice day, guys. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.